Hello, Freedom faculty. This is Amber Trifulio, and I just wanted to produce this video for a little bit further instruction on how to use Google Classroom for our PLG settings. So everyone is now a member of the class, and the way you can determine that is that you have the name of the course up here, and then in this corner you should see yourself logged in. So we have three different tabs down here. The About page, there's nothing posted on there, but one thing that's important to note is that now that you are a member of the class, any documents that you pull from assignments and things like that will be saved on your Google Drive into this folder. So there should be a folder already named PLG 2015-16 Semester 1 on your personal drive. And then if you are the team leader, you should see a collection of the documents that you have turned in over the course of the semester. That is a place where you can go to find them all. Classmates, this is just an alphabetical list of everyone enrolled. There's no way to group them or anything like that, so it is just literally a roster. Obviously here you can email them. It goes right to your BASD account, so it opens up your Gmail. But you can do that by just clicking on your inbox as well. So either way. So let's get back to the stream. I want to go over the difference between announcements and assignments, and then I also want to talk about what to do in the case of an assignment. So this is an announcement, and the way we know that is because it's titled Announcement. Mr. Cicchini is the only one who can post announcements. However, as we see here, any member of the class at this point is allowed to make comments on the posting. So just one thing to remember with the comments, everyone can see them, not just Mr. Cicchini. So if you want to send him a private comment, it is recommended that you email him instead. Otherwise, all 100 of us are going to be able to see your comment. The other thing is these comments do not thread like a blog posting. So if you want to start some sort of a discussion, we're going to need to do that somewhere else. And there are going to be times where Mr. Cicchini wants us to get into a discussion like that. And for that, he will provide us a link so we can make a submission to a thread in an actual blog post using Blogger. So getting back to announcements, this is just a place where he can post things for us to read. For example, this announcement is just an introduction. It could just be text, or in addition to that, maybe he wanted us to read an article and discuss it. He could put an attachment down here. He could put something from Google Drive that he's sharing with all of us to see. He could put something along the lines of a YouTube video clip, or any other sort of hyperlink. So there's nothing that needs to be turned in here, and we know that because there's nothing I can click on here to further go into information about this announcement. Okay, so let's focus on the first assignment that we all have. It's called assignment, that's how we know it. Mr. Cicchini is the only one who can post assignments, but again, as you can see here, others can post comments. I posted this yesterday about Google Classroom. If you want some more information, it's a great YouTube video. So here is a description of what the assignment's going to be. This is a link to take you to the assignment, or you could also click open. It doesn't matter. It also tells you whether it's done or not done and when the due date is. Again, remember, it's important to know with the assignments, only the team leaders are supposed to be picking these up. So for some of you, you will always have not done items in your Google Classroom, and that's fine. Don't worry about that. As long as one member of your group, probably your team leader, turned in the assignment for you, things should be fine. So let's go ahead and show you what this is going to look like. So you're going to click open. Okay, and then what it's going to do is it is going to restate the directions again that were on the post, and then it's going to show you your work, and it's going to tell you the status of your work. So not done means I haven't submitted it. So how can I submit this? What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to click on this assignment to open it up. Notice that now this copy is mine. It has my name attached to the title. So when I open this up, it has essentially made a copy of it for me. So I don't have to worry about choosing file, make a copy in Google Docs. I already have it there. So let's click this open. And since this is a Google document, it's going to open in my Google Docs. This is the standard PLG meeting report that Mr. Cicchini has asked us to fill out. For each meeting, just some basic information on only one per group is required. So for example, in my group, I'm the team leader. So I would go through and I would fill in this stuff, blah, blah, blah. The date is, I don't know, my date's going to be 9/24. My group number is based off of the Excel sheet. So, I'm group 8A. The members that are present at that group, you'd put in your member names. The first 2 minutes of every meeting should be a circle question that you don't need to say what is said in the circle, but just what opening question did you go around with? For example, something as simple as what is one literacy strategy you used in the past week or something like that. Just a quick go around. Then the remainder of the 30 minutes should be spent on topics. So if you talked about restorative practices, which we've been asked to every day, you would just say the basics of the discussion, equity versus equality, creating success with student achievement, things like that. You would just fill in the information here. And then if there was a specially assigned topic that required separate information, like let's say Mr. Cicchini posted a blog post, you could, you don't have to put down all the blog information here. You could just say, we responded to the blog question on our use of restorative practices in the classroom or something like that. And then, as always, to make sure that communication is two ways, what questions you have for your administrator. So let's say I finish filling this in and I'm done. If you notice here, up in this corner, I now have a new option, and that option is to turn in the assignment. Okay, the other thing I want to show you is, let's say you've closed out the document, you could also turn it in from Classroom as well. So you have two different places where you can turn it in. So when I click turn in, it brings me back to my Classroom screen, and it confirms that I want to turn in this work. Okay, but I don't want to turn in this work because I've been filling this report out, but I haven't shared it with any of my group members. So at this point, this is just my work, and I'm the only one who has been able to write anything on it. But I want to make sure that I share this. Okay, it automatically gets shared with Mr. Cicchini because he is the teacher of the class. The group here, that's for another setting altogether. That just means that if Mr. Cicchini wanted to, this is something that could be shared with everyone. However, Mr. Cicchini has told me that these things will not be shared with everyone. This is meant for discussion back and forth with him and a group. So let's say I want to put in, the rest of my my group members here, for example, blah, 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 so that I can allow them to edit it as well. Okay, so those are my group members. So I'm going to send them this so that it is shared with them. And now they have editing privileges on this because that's the default. So now all of us could edit this together. So I don't have to be the only one, but all of us could edit this together, and all of us can view it together. So let's say I'm finished and I go to turn in my assignment. Okay, so I'm going to turn it in, even though I'm not done, but don't worry about that. It will confirm, and I'll say, yes, turn in my work. Okay, so it says my assignment has been turned in. The way I know that is that it is done. Okay, at this point, if I try to open this again, I'm still able to get into the document, but I can no longer type on it. Okay, while it's turned in, I can't make any further edits, and at this point it is view only. So let's say you turned it in too early and there was a mistake, you would have to request Mr. Cicchini to send it back so that you have editing access again. This is a feature that's really nice as a teacher if you have students turning things in that once a due date has passed, they're not able to, make changes to whatever the assignment was. Okay, so that's just some quick information about how this works. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. You can email me. That's going to be the best way. And hopefully we will all get the hang of this sooner rather than later. Okay, thanks.